What's up, everybody? It's Ricky Rich98 here, and welcome to The Fruit of Grisaia. Now, there is an anime of this, if you have not watched it. It's really cool. Just to let you guys know, this is the unrated version, so you might see something interesting. So let's, intense sunlight blazes down on the road as if declare of the arrival of summer. I hear you, cicada. The burning asphalt radiates heat mixing with the scent of tide to form a thick, muggy atmosphere. Oops. When the weather's clear in the summer like this, you get guys who lose their heads in the heat. Sexual assaults, robberies, all the way up to homicides. I don't even have time to list the varieties of crimes committed by morons with baked brains. As a result, at times like this, the police inevitably get very wary about suspicious types. It was about 10 minutes ago that I realized I've been mistaken for one of those heat stroke addled sorts. Yep, that's me. Sweat pouring from his forehead as he examines my license. The policeman in front of me takes a glance at the large backpack I'm carrying that continues the background check. Yes. Yes, I did. I told you this 10 minutes ago. I'm moving. This luggage is everything I own. Like I said, I don't have one yet. The answer's not going to change no matter how many times you ask. Where did you come from? Where are you going? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? I've been from Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Okay, sorry. What are you planning to do there? Depending on the context, these could fairly be philosophical questions, but as far as police inquiries go, they're pretty run-of-the-mill. From the perspective, anyone wandering around without clear-cut business is by default a criminal of some sort. Let alone someone like me carrying around conspicuous, bulky luggage. It's as good as guaranteed that they'll stop me. That is their job, I suppose, since this little scene acts as a crime deterrent, though it's visibility is not entirely wasted effort, but unfortunately I don't have all the time to play along. I drop a glance toward the digital watch I'm wearing around my left wrist. Sorry, but I'm keeping someone waiting. I really can't spare any more time for hanging out with the bored cops. A bored police force. Oh, damn it. A bored police force is proof that the city's at peace. Take it as a compliment. Inexplicably taking offensive at my tone, the police clicks his tongue in irritation and tosses my license back. I refuse. I don't rely on Blade's policy of mine. Look, are you really telling me to unpack all of this on the spot? It'll take at least an hour at least. 30 minutes just to take it all out. 30 minutes to stuff it back in. I just told you I don't have time. I can't accept voluntary questioning. I know you can't just back down in this situation, but if you say I'll head over there myself later, can we wrap this up for now? As I've explained, I'm in the middle of a move. I've vacated my old place, so I don't have an address. I don't have any parents, no siblings, no relatives either. They're all dead. This is going nowhere. At least let me call this person I'm supposed to be meeting. At this rate, they'll be waiting all day. I'm not going to tell you that. It's your mother. We've had an appointment at a hotel tonight. I was just keeping quiet out of my goodness of my heart. You dragged it out of me, so don't blame me when your parents get divorced and your happy home is shattered. We were talking, someone screams. A desperate cry follows with seconds. A woman sits collapsed on the street, stretching her hand out. Her high heels lie on the ground, knocked off her feet by the sudden fall. Just about halfway between us, there's a man in flashy Hawaiian shirt running in this direction. Although the thief flinches for a moment at the sight of the police uniform, after a quick check for any convenient side streets, he barrels onward. Brandishing the stolen bag menacingly, his hand violently gestures out of my way. The cop is completely flustered. He's quite clearly unaccustomed to this sort of situation. While he's panicking, the distance between us, the thief shrinks in surprising swiftness. Man, out of my way. The man runs into a straight line towards breakthrough to freedom. I happen to be standing directly in the middle of his path. As he prepares to strike me with the bag, I ascertain the movement of his shoulder and his arm from the first signs of motion, and I hit his wrist sharply just as he begins to swing. And he's down. The man's arm instantly stiffens, losing all momentum. His eyes popped wide open in shock. I immediately grab his collar of the Hawaiian shirt he's wearing and firmly draw him towards me. Before the man can offer resistance to pull, I smoothly reverse and use my body weight to shove against him. When pushed, just as they begun to brace themselves against being pulled, anyone except a genuine expert is going to be thrown off balance. Nice shirt. Where'd you buy it? Shock sprints across the man's face, and his knees buckle against his will. I try to gain a chokehold using my grip on his neck, the neck of his shirt, but the man promptly drops his head back, shifts his body to the side, preventing me from landing a hold on his neck. Although I expected much from a glance of his build, it seems he's somewhat experienced in judo. But in this case, he would have been better off trying a decisive tackle. Rotating around the purse snatcher in the opposite direction of his slide, I yank his right arm upwards with both hands. In one movement, I've circled to his back. Oh, that was a sound. Next, pull back the opponent's wrist and elbow and pin him to the ground. It's just the basic Aikido by the way. Oh, that's really a big sound. Ugh. Hey now, you got your priorities all wrong. Before worrying about me, you should kill the guy who sold you that shirt. God, that's a sound. Perhaps unconsciously, the man now empties left hand, desperately slaps at the asphalt. While holding the thief pinned, I quickly shoot a look behind me. Don't just stand there. The police jerks up straight in response to my angry shout, taking a pair of handcuffs from the pouch around his waist. He runs over to restrain the criminal. The purse snatcher seems to have regained himself to his fate. Doesn't offer any pointless resistance. He accepts his red-handed arrest for theft d'assault. Then sits quietly on the ground with his head hung as the policeman radios for backup. Apparently they weren't for too off. A siren approaches in no time. Hell yeah. Two police get out of the arriving cruiser, push the criminal into the back seat. As I quietly watch the scene in perfect passivity, the policeman from earlier runs over. I'll pass on the letter of thanks. So how about letting me move on? Figured as much. Shaking my head in aspiration, I silently rebuke myself. Should have just left it alone. As the police pushes at my back, a glance at my wristwatch informs me that I'm already 5 minutes late for my meeting. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh. 30 minutes have passed since I was brought to the interrogation room. Familiar with the place where criminals break sucked into a flood of sweat and TV dramas, sitting on a cheap, foldable pipe chair, my arms folded, in perfect silence. Instead of responding, I closed my eyes, a silent statement indicating that absolutely no intention of opening my mouth. Detective clicks his tongue in desperation at my attitude. I got pretty far. I got a pretty fair idea of what he'll be doing next. The sound of something being struck and an even louder attempt at intimidation. This is the point where a timid guy would be jumping in his seat with his eyes wide open, or maybe staring at the floor and quivering. As for me, my eyes still shut, and my arms are still folded quietly. My mind is a total blank. I've been accustomed to adults shouting at me like this since I was a child. Following the threat stage, the next step would be for him to grip my hair, jolt me back and forth, but I'm dealing with an official authority group here. I should get off without direct violence this time. Not to say they won't pull out the old TV cliche and harass me by shining a desk lamp in my eyes or something of that sort. I can roughly translate the text as like, goddamn kids these days. Gently open my eyes in order to sneak a look at this disgusted face. The detective sitting in front of me seems to be challenging the Guinness Book of World Records for the most dramatic asymmetry between the left and right sides of the human mouth, or maybe he's just scowling. When I let out a snort of laughter in response to the unexpected pleasant sight, the detective scratches his head and finally glares at me. I won't gang you anything, but you won't lose anything either, except your time. I turned my gaze to the clock of the wall of the sweatbox. An hour has passed already since the scheduled time of my meeting. The detective strikes the desk with an excellent comic timing. The best part is the way he knocks his ashtray off the table every time he does this. His tone distinctly fed up. He stoops down to pick the plastic tray off the floor. Kamazi Yuji, occupation student. Kamazi Yuji, occupation student. Kamazi Yuji, occupation student. First it's say something, now it's shut up. Talk about hard to please. Mark breaches his skulls yet again and scratches his head. Flakes of dandruff drift grandly through the air. Based on his thoroughly wrinkled suit and heavy stubble, I say he hasn't been home in days. Another sigh. It's enough to make me want to heave one myself. Because we both take our work seriously, it seems like we're stuck going around in circles. Just as we complete this exchange of one-sided business and mutual glaring, Time knocked on the door and the sound of being unlocked. Suddenly, a plump elderly detective enters the room. Given the respectful tone of the detective I've been chatting with, he's probably a superior of some sort. After a quick glance in my direction, the elderly detective whispers something into the younger man's ear. For long, the younger detective turns toward me with a distinctly nonplussed expression. Why now? All of a sudden. With those parting words, the young detective leaves the room. The elderly detective watches him go and then faces me with a greasy smile. Detective stares at me with eyes like a dead fish. If you'd known I was from Ichigaya from the start, wouldn't you have thrown me in jail, stripped me naked, and sprayed me down with a hose? Just to let you know, I'm nothing but a student. My work at Ichigaya is only a part-time cleaning job. In response to my words, the detective twists his mouth into something vaguely resembling a smile. Sarcasm drifting from every pore on his body, the detective treats me with apparently insincere courtesy. He's perfectly civil on his superficial level, but the atmosphere in here is growing increasingly unpleasant. Younger detective from before, hard-ass that he was, seems infinitely preferable. Did you inquire to Ichigaya about me? Since you found my owner and confirmed that my leash is properly attached, I should be able to leave now, right? That's so. Where's my backpack? You're not getting funds from public taxes in order to chauffeur bums like me around, are you? I'll walk. After I urged out the door by the old man, the young detective appears from the rear, carrying the backpack they had taken earlier. Bit of a tough question. I guess you could say my life. That wasn't really what I was going for. Dropping the backpack next to me, the detective lets out a slight sigh. Thanks for lugging it out here. Pretty heavy, isn't it? Sure, I guess. That's natural for a policeman to say sorry. Devin smiles wearily. I'm wearing the school uniform, you can see it at a glance. He claps my shoulders as we pass each other. With those parting words, he heads back into the police station. Guess I don't make a convincing student yet. I'm wearing deep blue slacks, short sleeve dress shirt, and as well as dark red yellow striped necktie. Including my somewhat longish hair, I should be the very image of a student. I guess it's a little difficult turning into something like that with all of a sudden. But it's probably precisely because this is difficult that I decided to give it a try. For a while, I myself didn't understand why I asked for this, but now I think I have a faint grasp on the reason. I want to become something that I couldn't understand, something that I wasn't. At the moment, I've done nothing but smooth down my edges. Perhaps later on I'll become a student on the inside as well. The sun that I had been climbing upward earlier now finally reached its zenith. The temperature keeps on rising, the sweat oozing from my skin. I was pretty sure you'd pick me up, but... Sensing a present, I lower my gaze from the sun. My eyes, well accustomed to high contrast light, project the human form in the silhouette of briefest moments, detailed fade in. Woman raising an awkward salute, grinning, stands before my eyes. Spare me, I don't want to see a pose like that outside the workplace. In the first place, what's with that dopey salute? The girls in bikinis on the Maritime SDF recruit poster have more impressive form. Damn, he's cold. I don't recall contributing enough to society today to deserve any appreciation. She opens the door of the car, stop next to her. Yeah, true enough. From Misha Cape Police Station to National Highway 133 southbound, we proceed to the Prefectural Highway and advance further out towards the Cape. A range of slowly rotating wind turbines come into view, indicating our proximity to the sea. I doubt you really thought I was sick. You were trying the police stations first, not the hospitals. Accuracy in weather forecasts and interpersonal communications make society run a lot smoother. Pouting again, she continues her harangue. Sorry, I hate trains. Could you not mention this to the other students? I don't want them getting funny ideas about me from the get-go. I got enough of that from the police to last me a while. Shut up.